there, everybody. Welcome to Lunch for the Soul. I'm Melissa Wilson from Fox 26 News. And this is a time when we can talk about how faith gets us through the hard times. And haven't we all been through something? I think we've all been through tough times, but we can all learn from each other, which is huge. And I have an incredible guest to introduce you today who has been through a whole lot. She's always seems to have a smile on her face. Her faith gets her through the dark times, and she's really flourishing. And it's a perfect time to introduce her because this is her first Mother's Day, and Mother's Day is only a few days out. So please welcome Juno Evans. Hi, welcome to Lunch for the Soul.
How are you?
Oh, doing well. And what a beautiful story you have to share. And we all want to tell you that this is going to be a tough conversation about what she's been through, but it has a beautiful, happy ending and a beautiful beginning too. Yes. You have a new baby. So let's go back in time. I just want to bring everybody up to date with what you have been going through. So it all started when you were a baby. What happened?
So I was about 2 months old. My parents found out that I had a congenital heart condition. My mom was giving me a bath and I turned blue, and they ran me to the hospital, and that's when we found out what was going on with me. They had no clue beforehand, not sure if it was just not able to be found on ultrasounds or how all that worked. But 2 months old is whenever my parents found out, and from there started my never-ending heart journey.
Yes. So you had several major procedures as a child, but things were looking better, right? So by the time you get to be a young adult, you feel like probably it's over. But then you get pregnant and you say, you know what? I think I'm going to check things out. And then that's where things took a turn for the worse for a bit. What happened?
Whenever I'd gone to the cardiologist, they did an echo and told me that my heart condition is now actually severe, whenever I thought it was basically done with. Once I found that out, I was transferred to downtown Memorial Hermann, and we had to come up with a game plan to keep me going and keep my pregnancy going for as long as we could. So I had a procedure when I was about 5 months pregnant, did a balloon cath, and then I had open heart surgery a week after having my little boy.
My goodness, it is a lot to take. Anyone who has been through pregnancy knows what a wild time that is. Now, I said that I was going to make sure that we keep this positive too, because even though it was a really tough journey, you had an incredible team from UTHealth, from Memorial Hermann, to help you make those decisions, right? We see you here and you're sweet baby, but a lot of times bellies get a lot bigger than that, but your baby had to be taken at 32 weeks prematurely. And I know that you say it was hard because you didn't get those big pregnancy pictures, but you look so beautiful. How was that emotion for you to be pregnant for the first time, to be looking forward to this, but so scared about what would be to come?
It was hard. I always thought my pregnancy journey would be so much different than it was. Mm-hmm. I think I had prayed forever to have the glowy pregnancy and the amazing pregnancy everybody talks about, and want to relive it all the time. And I didn't get that, but it's totally okay because the outcome has been phenomenal.
It's incredible. And you think about, look at your baby. So this is right after little Jackson is born. And what if you hadn't have gone in for that check? This journey would look so much different for your entire family now, wouldn't it?
Yes. I don't think either of us would be here right now.
Oh, but you were smart and you took care of yourself and your sweet baby. And we see you doing kangaroo care, so skin on skin. What was that like after all you'd been through? So you underwent 2 major surgeries. It had to be hard, I would think, to hold baby, but just because of your own pain level, right? So emotionally it was beautiful, but I'm sure it was physically difficult.
Yes. So after I had my little baby boy, I didn't get to see him until the next day. So my husband was able to FaceTime me. So I only got to see videos of him and take pictures off of that. But it took a day for me to be able to go hold him. Mm-hmm. And just holding him just made everything disappear. He was here. He was healthy. He was safe. Mm-hmm. Now it was my turn to get healthy and get safe.
And he is doing great now. He's thriving. We see all these pictures of him. And then we'll go back in time, but I want to say I got to meet him recently and I fell in love. He smiles so much and he just seems so well adjusted. How old is he now?
He will be 4 months next week.
Oh my goodness. And just so incredibly alert. I was amazed that young at how just interactive he is. And he just gazes into your eyes and laughs and smiles. What does that mean to you as we get closer to Mother's Day?
It melts my heart. He's starting to babble a little bit more. So it's so precious. He'll wake up. He hardly cries when he wakes up. And he'll just give me the biggest smile and just talk away. And then we get up and go do our thing. And he's my world.
Oh, it's incredible. But let's talk about those dark times. So when you were at the height of this, you were given a 50% chance, even during that first procedure. So you all decided with your team from UTHealth Memorial Hermann that you would basically patch the problem. So they were going to go in there, repair your heart just enough to get you through the pregnancy, then do the open heart surgery after he was born. But even though you were doing the less invasive, he only had a 50% chance of survival during that, right?
Yes.
How do you get through that? How do you let them put those drugs in you to put you to sleep knowing that you might lose him? What got you through that?
Prayers. Just hoping that we would make it, just talking to him in my belly and telling him we have to be strong. We got to get through it. It was hard because it was a Friday appointment. I think we found out, and I got admitted to the hospital on Sunday for the procedure to happen on a Monday. So it was just boom, 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 back to back. There was no big pause to be able to think about it or even kind of second guess it. So the only thing, I think I spent all of Friday night just praying and crying, and I was angry, I was hurt, I was upset. And then the next day, kind of put myself together, figured out what needed to get done, took care of business, and then just kept praying to get through it.
I feel like we've seen movies about moms who could possibly be terminally ill. And you almost had to think of yourself that way because doctors weren't sure that they thought that there was a chance that we could lose you as well. And so you wanted to make sure that and especially for your open heart surgery, I know you were very concerned about that. So you decided to write some love letters to your husband, the love of your life, to your precious little boy. What did you say in those letters? I try to picture what I would tell my own family if I thought this could be the end. And I don't know that I could even come up with the words. That's tough.
I think my letter for my son was, I'm sorry that I wasn't strong enough to make it, that I love him, that his daddy has got him and he'll be great in this world. Just to be strong and keep pushing forward. And then for my husband, it was be gentle. Love our son, love him how I would, and find somebody to take care of you guys if I'm not here.
It had to be so tough to write those, but you felt like it was really important for them to have what you thought could possibly be your final words.
Yes. It was a lot of sobbing on the couch while I wrote those.
We all have to just for a moment picture walking a mile in your shoes and trying to write those words, trying to come up with those, what could be final words. Well, you're here and you got to rip up those letters, right? How
thrown away immediately.
That had to feel so beyond incredible to be on the other side of that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And you literally ripped them up?
Oh, yes.
I bet you did, because you had a baby to celebrate, right?
Yes.
I mean, we take a look at him and he's just so sweet. What do you love most about your precious Jackson?
His little personality coming through. He's such a ham.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a goofball.
You have a neat story about his picture here. I want everyone to look up at the top of your screen and you see that really neat painting back there. Anybody in the medical world or anybody perhaps who has been in the hospital knows that that is a heartbeat. So you had an interesting story when you were in the hospital of what your obstetrician did as far as recording that heartbeat. Can you tell us about that and then bring us up to date with what's going on in that photo there?
So So I had no idea my husband was doing that. I thought he wanted the heartbeat picture to get a tattoo or whatever, because that's what I would have done. He actually wanted that picture to send to his sister, my sister-in-law, to have his Jackson's heartbeat painted. So she had it painted for us, and that was the ultrasound right before we found out I had to have the small procedure when I was 5 months pregnant, and that if we lost him, that was his last heartbeat. So we had something to hold on to.
A beautiful thing to have there now, where and you know his little heart's beating. You can listen to his heart if you want to. What a beautiful way to be on the other side of that. You mentioned that prayer got you through that. Is that something that came naturally for you? Is that something that you turned on now that you were in your darkest hour? How did that look for you throughout your life?
So I've never been the most religious person. But I know God's out there. I know we rely on him. I rely on him. In that moment, all I knew was to pray to God. Just have him have a hand over me and my son and over the doctors, and do what needed to be done. If that meant me not being here, then that's what that meant. That's what God has written in my world or my life. And just immediately, my only thing was, I just need to pray. That's all I can do right now. I can be angry with him, but if I'm meant to be here, he's going to get me through it.
And you got through it with flying colors, I would say. How important is it to find a medical team you feel comfortable with and someone who's got your back? I was so intrigued to meet a couple of your doctors, and one of them who actually came up with, back in 2018 through UTHealth Memorial Hermann, an entire department that just focuses on women who have other types of health problems, so that you might have 20 medical care workers putting a plan together for you and the baby. How big was it in your life to have someone looking out for both of you in so many different ways?
Extremely important. I think if it was one of the other, things may have not gone the way they have. In the beginning of my pregnancy, the first OB I went to kind of just shrugged my symptoms I was having off. Just, oh no, that's just pregnancy. But I was only 8 weeks pregnant. So finding the team at UT and Memorial Hermann changed everything for me. They were spot on. They were supportive. They listened, and they got me and my son through.
Oh, did they ever? And it's just so neat to see you and to be able to watch you feed your baby, and just the interaction that you have. With Mother's Day coming, what does it feel like to be a mom for the very first time?
It's crazy. I didn't think this would happen right now. I didn't expect to be a mom this year. But it's the best thing. I don't know what my life is without my son anymore. I don't know what that life looks like.
I see your baby looking up at you with adoring eyes in this photo. And I have to tell you, from one boy mom to the other, I have a couple of boys. Boys love their mamas, and you are going to be so close. As a boy mom, I had a brother growing up, but I didn't really know, are they going to love me? Are they going to want to hang out with me? Can I be cool enough? Can I play enough sports for them to want to be with me and not just their dad? But I tell you, it's such a neat relationship. It is so beautiful. I can't imagine life without my boys. And I just want to tell you how fun life is going to be. They're going to take care. He's going to take care of you. It's going to be unbelievable of how, as they get older, the roles change a little bit, and it's really spectacular. You're not going to believe what you have in store. A lot of joy. Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. You also have a great relationship with your husband. How wonderful has it been to have his support through all of this?
It's been wonderful. I don't think I would have made it without him. He was the rock. He held me whenever I was just sobbing on the floor, crying. He was strong for the both of us, and I appreciate him so much. I'd be lost without him as well.
I love what he said when I asked him about how thankful he was about all this. And he said, I would do anything to get that entire team together from UTHealth and Memorial Hermann, just take them all to dinner, just to be able to be there with them and to thank them all. So through my story, he's getting to thank everybody who helped you, because a lot of times doctors don't get to see that once you go home, right? Like you might have a follow-up or two, not necessarily with the spouse, and now he gets to say thanks. So I know that's kind of a neat moment for him as well.
Yes.
So any plans? I know you're kind of waiting to see what the hubby wants to do on Mother's Day with you and the baby for the first time.
So I know we're doing lunch with his mom for Mother's Day.
Nice.
I have no idea if we're doing anything else, but as long as I get my baby cuddles in, I'll be fine.
That's all that matters, right? Now, I believe you told me he's already sleeping, 4 hours or so at a time? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's huge at that age. Enjoy every single nap you can get.
3-hour naps and 7 hours at night.
Oh, nice. So you got it going on. You got a good one there. Any surprises about motherhood so far that you weren't expecting, good or bad?
I never knew how intense the love was. You always heard that the love for your child is just different. And whenever you finally actually experience it, it's overwhelming.
How much does it mean, as we had just a couple of days into Mother's Day, to say, I'm a mom. I made it through 2 major surgeries, one during pregnancy, one right after. My baby survived. I mean, that is a lot to celebrate.
Yes, definitely is.
And it just means the world, I'm sure.
Yes, I would be completely lost without my son and my husband. I'm so glad everything worked out the way it did.
Any advice for somebody who might be watching right now, who might be going through a hard time, to find that faith, to find how to pray to bring them relief like what you got?
It doesn't have to be a prayer to a specific person or God or whatever you believe in. Just talk. Just let it out in the open. Don't bottle it up. Just talk to somebody. Not everybody's going to understand your story. So just talk just to the world. You need to get it off your chest, and you need to have a good support system to get through it too, because it's a lot and it gets overwhelming, and support is what you need in that moment.
That was such a good thing to say, because just releasing those emotions, right, so that you don't get it all bottled up inside, can make the world of difference. And medical reports and studies have shown that prayer truly makes a huge difference in the outcome. Doctors see it every day. I talk to doctors every day as a medical reporter who tell me they truly see a difference in the recovery of patients who pray versus don't. And as you mentioned, people have all kinds of faiths. They have all kinds of religions. All different types of countries believe, and everybody's belief, it seems, is a little bit different, but it's having that faith that everything's going to be okay, that there's something bigger than you, right? That's got your back.
Yes. And you can't think negative. You have to focus on the positives. And that's what got me through.
Well, you are a bright light. Thank you, Juno, for joining us. Thank you for sharing your beautiful journey with your precious little boy, Jackson. And we just wish you nothing but good health. I know your doctor tells me you have a really super bright future. He feels great about your future, and I know you do as well. So God bless you. Take care of you. Stay in touch with us and let us know how things continue to do for you.
Of course.
All right. Happy Mother's Day. Happy very first Mother's Day to you.
You too. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
I hope it is beautiful, and I know it will be.
Yes.
And then I want to remind you all to join me next week. We're going to be talking lupus next week. So it is an autoimmune condition. Sometimes it shows up on someone's face as a butterfly patch. Sometimes that's their very first indicator. Maybe they just don't feel right. And a lot of times it takes a long time to get that diagnosis, which can be completely overwhelming to people. But I want to let you know that there is a doctor who had it as a child, and her story is so incredibly remarkable. She almost lost her life to it. She was going through chemotherapy. She was going through all kinds of treatments and had very little hope. However, she overcame it herself by doing a massive diet change, by doing an autoimmune protocol. She became a doctor to teach other people how to reverse disease naturally without any drugs. And now she's doing free online classes. So if you know of anybody who has an autoimmune condition, she wants to help you for free. And that is hard to find. Next Wednesday, right here. It's a place to be. I hope you'll join me for that. And I hope to see you then. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me for Lunch for the Soul. God bless you all.